What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Paul. In today's video we're going to look at how to measure your backspace and offset with some basic tools. So let's go. So let's first start with understanding what is the backspace, what is offset, how those numbers translate to your car, and then I'm going to show you how you can figure those out with some basic tools. And just to clarify, ideally you want to take these measurements without the tire being on the rim. I didn't have a loose rim, so I just borrowed the front runner here from the Beast. You don't want the tire on because your starting point to figuring out what your backspace and offset is based on your total width of the rim. And what I mean by that is, and I'll use my weld here as an example, this rim is sold as a 15 by 3.5. But if you measure it from outside lip to the outside lip, the rim is actually 4.5. And that's the number that you need to start making your calculations. So I'm going to keep these numbers up on the video, and then you'll see the math and how it translates to the backspace and offset. So we're starting with total width, 4.5 inches. Now let me explain what offset is. And offset is basically where your mounting plate or face plate is in correlation to the center of the rim. So for example, if that mounting plate was exactly in the middle of the total width of your rim, that would be a 0 offset. If the mounting plate was pulled back towards the car, that's going to be a negative offset. And vice versa. If the mounting plate was pushed forward, that's going to be a positive offset. And the offset is measured in millimeters. Now backspace is a little different, and that represents the distance from your mounting plate to the outside edge of your rim. So that's all we're looking at. I'm going to take some measurements. I'm going to show you how that's done, which hopefully will make a little bit more sense. And then we're going to put everything together. Now I'm going to show you guys how to measure your backspace, and then knowing your total width, you'll be able to figure out what your offset is. So we have our wheel face down, and again, this is why we don't want the tire on the rim, because you want to be able to run a straight edge right across the wheel. Obviously, we can't do that, so what I've done was I just cut a straight piece of wood to the exact size from edge to edge. And then once you have your straight edge running across, you just simply grab your tape measure, and then you measure from your mounting plate to the bottom of that edge. And this wheel is 2.25. So we know our total width of the rim, I told you guys, was 4.5. And now we know our backspace is 2.25. So with those two numbers, all you're doing at that point is you're subtracting the 2, and that's going to give us a 0 offset for this. That's how you figure out your offset. Once you know your total width, you can measure your backspace, and then it's just a simple math subtraction. Now let's do one more example. We'll change the geometry of the rim, which will give us some different numbers. Now let's say we measured the backspace of this rim, and it was 3.25 inches. We know that the total width is 4.5 inches. We know for a 0 offset, you would need 2.25 inches. So with this backspace of 3.25, you know that the mounting plate is sitting 1 inch forward from the dead center. So that would give us, when you convert 1 inch to millimeters, that would give us 25 mil. So it would be a positive 25 mil offset if this rim had a 3.25 inch backspace. Now, why do we need to know the backspace and offset? Because that's going to tell us how that wheel is going to sit on the car, whether it's going to be pushed in or sucked out. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope everything made sense. If you have any questions, by all means, drop them in. Don't forget to check out our merch store if you like our gear. Other than that, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you again here on Paul the Fox.